Okay, it's time to get Billsy. Here we are. We're fresh off of the Super Bowl from this past weekend where we saw the Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots 29-13. And excuse me while I shed the tear of the Patriots not winning it. Yeah, not representing the American Football Conference quite well. Yeah, I know I'm broken up about it. I know it hurts. It doesn't. Those fraudsters. Frauds, I tell you, the worst team I think I've ever seen be in the Super Bowl in my lifetime. In fact, probably the worst team since the 1985 Patriots, who got walloped by the Chicago Bears. Now, that was an all-time great team, the Bears. But the Patriots really lucked out. And I know you can only play who they put in front of you. I get it. I understand. But opponent win percentage of a measly 39%. Then they play quite possibly the easiest playoff schedule I've ever seen. A mediocre LA Chargers team. Then they play C.J. Stroud and the Texans, who we knew their offense was kind of hit or miss, but they were going to be reliant on their defense. Well, C.J. Stroud decided to just piss that game away, similar to how Josh did against the Broncos, quite frankly. But I digress. And then they go and play the Broncos against a backup quarterback who hadn't played all year. And you want to talk about the easiest path to the Super Bowl we've ever come up with? It's a 39% opponent win percentage and 3 bum-ass teams. Okay, now if I sound bitter, I'm not sounding half as bitter as I truly am, quite frankly. But I bring this up to say this because, look, the Bills, this was supposed to be their year, right? With the Chiefs being mediocre and Mahomes getting hurt. Then you have Lamar Jackson and the Ravens not being all that tough this year. Very up and down. Lamar was hurt on and off, and that team as a whole was just mediocre at best. Then Joe Burrow hurt, made the Bengals a non-factor. So who's next? The Bills. Well, not this year. And it got me thinking, yes, we lost in the divisional round in what was deemed to be our year, or should have been, right? But is that worth it in the end if it meant that Sean McDermott gets the old heave-ho? Well, I tend to think so, quite frankly, because Sean McDermott would have been outcoached against the Seahawks team with Mike McDonald and Clint Kubiak, no doubt. Now, there's always a chance when you got 17. Josh does Josh things. He puts on the cape, and he does bananas things, right? But had the Bills went to the Super Bowl, and certainly won one, obviously that's what we want, but had they went, I feel like they probably would have lost. But you can't fire a Super Bowl coach. You just can't. So we're stuck with McDermott for another 2 to 3 years at least, okay? Does that mean that as Bills fans we should be happy with this trade? Satisfied for maybe a different term? Losing early in our year meant that he's gone and we get a whole new philosophy. I would take that trade. I would take it. So while it sucks in the short term, in the long term, I think we're better off because we were never going to win a Super Bowl with Sean McDermott. We just weren't. And now with Joe Brady taking the helm, I love the staff he's put together. Peter Carmichael Jr., Sean Payton's right-hand man for 2 decades, comes in, going to be a great guy for a young head coach to rely on and lean into. You got, obviously, Jim Leonard, who we've talked about numerous times. Him taking over as DC, going to bring a whole new philosophy, 3-4 style odd front defense where we're also going to see more attack oriented instead of conservative drop back soft coverages, that kind of thing. So, and then not to mention today it was just announced that they brought on John Fox, the previous defensive coordinator at the Panthers in the 2000s, who went on to be the head coach for the Bears and the Broncos, went to a Super Bowl as well, didn't win it, but that's a guy who's been coaching this league for decades. So now he's built a staff that's incredible and guys he can really lean on, especially with Carmichael and Fox. So while, yes, it stinks right now, guys, that we didn't get it in our year, understand, I think in the long haul, we're going to be in a better position. So again, would you take that trade? I would 10 times out of 10. Let me know what your thoughts are. And until next time, go Bills.